Namaste, this is Shim. Today we're going to talk about the meditation technique 2, the breathing technique 2, which can wake you up. By this technique, you can get enlightened. So the second technique is watch the turn between two breaths. Watch the turn as the breath comes from down to up, and watch the curve as the breath goes from up to down. In these two turns, realize. That means in these two turns, you can get awakened and you can get enlightened. So this is the technique 2. So we're going to elaborate a little bit more about this technique. So when the breath comes in, there's a turning happening, which is the half the circle of the breath. And when the breath is going out, there's a turning happening when it's going out, which is another half of the circle. So it's a one circle in whole. We usually think of it as a parallel line going in and out, but parallel lines never meet. So the breath is never going in parallel. It's in a circle. Now let's take an example of a car so that it will be helpful to understand even more about the turning points. So when the car moves from gear 1 to gear 2, there's a neutral point, but the neutral point is not a gear. And if the car has to move from gear 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, as it's becoming 1 to 2, it passes through the neutral point. And when it goes from gear 2 to 2 to 3, it passes through the neutral point. So the neutral point is the turning point in our breaths. So our body has different gears. So mind is one gear, body is one gear. And so it moves from one gear to another gear, but only on the turning point is the point where there is no gear involved. It's a neutral point. What I'm saying is, if we think of life as breath, because as we live, breath is the key source. As the breath comes in, inside us, we are alive. As the breath goes out, we are dying. And that's how it works. So as the breath comes in, there's a turning point. When the turning point is happening, in that very moment, your body is dead, your mind is dead, because the breath is not in place. As the breath is coming out, the breath is with you, the life is with you until the turn is happening. As the breath is coming in, which is not in yet, as the breath is coming in, there's a minute movement where the breath is not part of you. And when it's inside, it's part of you, it's part of your body, it's part of your life. And when it's going out, there's a minute movement where it's turning out. And in that minute movement, you're not a part of a body, you're not part of mind. That means the neutral point is happening with every breath. And in this neutral point, the enlightenment is possible, the awakening is possible. So as human beings, we change gears. So we are in a different state of mind when we are in sleep. When we are angry, we are in a different state of mind. So we are moving our gears from one gear to other gear with different actions, with different movements. But the only time we are able to realize or get awake is this turning point where the breath is not with you. At this turning point, the breath is just coming in, but it's not a part of your life. As it goes in, it becomes a part of your life. But there is only a minute second of a movement that happens, and it needs a lot of practice and a lot of meditation practice of breathing, which might take a lifetime, which might take years to notice that gap and to get awakened and to get enlightened. So this is the breathing technique 2. Watch the turning point between the breaths. Practice it. Namaste. Thank you. Have a nice day.